Hi, this is Mike Williams. We want to go into the issue of the end of the world. What a big subject. My goodness, people are walking around with signs on their back, the end is near. Each generation is saying this is the last generation. But I want you to understand that that last generation that was spoken of, that would still be alive when all things were fulfilled, happened 2,000 years ago. It's just ridiculous that when the disciples came out of the great temples and said to Jesus, look at these great temples, look at Judaism, look at where the law is performed in sacrifices and the ceremony of the old covenant, which wasn't old at the time, but look at this and see, look at this, Jesus. And they walked out and Jesus said, yeah, it looks really great, but understand that this is all going to end. A little bit later, Jesus and his disciples were gathered together, and they asked, when will the end come? What end were they talking about? Now, the term shows up, end of the world. It's one of the great mistranslations of the New Testament. There is actually 4 words that are translated world that mean very much different things. This term world, while you would think that it would be the Greek word cosmos, which means the planet, because that's what it's taught, that they were asking Jesus, when's going to be the end of the planet? But it's not the term cosmos, it's the term aeon. The term aeon means a period of time, and specifically a Jewish period of time. So here we have the incredible question, when will this Jewish period of time come to an end? And Jesus began to explain the power of what was about to happen. Do you know he started telling you the things that would not be a sign? He said earthquakes are going to happen. It's still not then. That's not what's going to show you that the end of the world is here. It's not what's going to show you that the end of Judaism, the end of sacrifices and ceremony for sin will come to an end. None of these, there's going to be wars and rumors of wars. That's not what's the end of the world. That's always happened. It will always happen. Yet Christianity not only mistranslates and takes out of context the question that the disciples had, they take out of context the things that Jesus was saying, these aren't the signs. Because he said later, there's only one sign. At the very end of this chapter, Jesus says there's only one sign. And he said, when this gospel of the kingdom, which was what he was preaching, when what I am preaching spreads to the entire world, then shall the end of the world come. This term world is not cosmos and is not aeon. The term cosmos in this particular case means a specific region, and in fact it means a region and specifically the Roman Empire. Do you know the Bible records that the teachings of Jesus spread throughout the entire Roman Empire during his 3 years of teaching ministry? And Jesus said, once what I'm teaching spreads throughout the entire Roman Empire, then the end of Judaism will be marked. The end of sacrifices and ceremonies, and for sin will come to an end, and everlasting righteousness will be ushered in. That happened at the cross. Jesus was not telling us something to happen in a distant future. He was telling us something that was happening at the moment. The power of understanding that all prophecy has been fulfilled will free the heart and mind in a way that could only be compared to the mind and heart being freed from thinking that the law is unfulfilled. Once you know the law is fulfilled, completely fulfilled and done away with, once you know that all prophecy is fulfilled, you step into a whole different world. You might say, Mike, what world is that? It's a world of righteousness, a world of holiness, a world, you actually step into the kingdom of God itself. You step into a new heaven and a new earth that has already been established, that we have the privilege of living in and thriving in because the end of the world has already taken place. A whole lot of people are still talking about the end of the world. I've stood up in 1988 and said, nope, sorry, this ain't happening. I stood up in 2000 and said, sorry, it ain't going to happen. And now we've got 2012 coming. Let me give you an absolute prediction here. 2012 will come and go. Why? Because the reliance on anything saying that the end of the world is coming is based on the teachings that Jesus gave, and he wasn't even talking about this planet at all. He was talking about the end of Judaism, the end of sacrifice and ceremony for the end of sin and the ushering in of absolute righteousness. If we ever accept this end of the world, we will step into a brand new world. If you'd like more information, go to gospelrevolution.com. Also, you can just click on the link below.